So you want a real look inside the black box of Performance-Max campaigns, huh? Well, let's do it together. What's going on, everybody? David Feldman-Makrias, and what we're going to do today is uncover the Performance-Max channel performance report that actually shows us where the ads are showing in Performance-Max. It breaks it down first by channel in terms of results and spend, and then we can dive a little bit deeper. And this is pretty cool because, you know, there's been a lot of workarounds by Google Ads community experts, you know, creating scripts to figure out where Performance-Max campaigns are spending, you know, creating reports inside Google Ads to figure out where it's spending. But now we actually have a nice built-in native report that is showing us exactly where the Performance-Max ads are showing ads and getting results from. And why this is important, okay? The reason why this is important is because this type of report is really specific for our VLA and VA campaigns. And if you're a car dealership watching this, or you're in the car dealer marketing space watching this, it's important because guess what? Even campaigns that are fully built out using a feed only to serve on the vehicle ads section inside of Google, even those actually sometimes don't, right? Actually sometimes don't. And there are reasons for that. There are reasons for that, whether good or bad. And maybe that's not a bad thing. That's what we're coming to see. Some of our most successful stores recently, when we look into their VLAs, they have a major decrease in average cost, a huge increase in impressions, and a huge increase in interactions. And when we look at analytics, Google CPC is actually suggesting an average engagement time decrease, which all symbolizes what? More display traffic. But these stores are actually doing better. So that's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. So we'll get into that in a different video, but let's just go over channel performance. This will be a quick video. I'm going to give you an example right now. Okay, so I'm actually inside a Google Ads account, and here I am at the campaign view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click into one of these campaigns. So now that I'm clicked in this campaign, now what I want to do is actually go into what's called Insights and Reports. And this is what you'll see. It shows under beta, but you're going to click on Channel Performance. Now, just to go and show you, I am in a Performance-Max campaign, and this campaign is a VLA or VA specific campaign. Okay, so what happens when I click in this? Well, what I see is there's an overall results view here, which I had to blur out to protect the name of the campaign. And then when you scroll on here, this is actually the more important part. I'm looking at where your conversions come from. We have in terms of cost, we're looking at all channels and ads using product data. Again, that's ads using product data. You can actually understand other, like if anybody from e-commerce, the e-commerce space is watching this, this will help you as well. You can actually understand and make informed decisions on e-commerce activity as well. So, but again, for VLAs, this is pretty cool. So this is a VLA campaign, and what do we see? We see all the networks here. We see Discover, Display, Gmail, Maps, and Search, and YouTube. So what do we see on this specific campaign? 80% of the cost is actually going on the Display network. And this shows 11,000 plus impressions from Display using product data. And the cool thing is, if I zoom out here, this little thing, when I hover over this, see where people saw your ads? So I tried to go in there via this table here, where ads, when and where ads are showed, and it actually doesn't bring up all the performance. And this actually goes to a custom report. So again, other people have probably made certain things like this a long time ago, but I just like that Google has it now because it's just more official and it's more native. And I'll click on that button in a second. But you can see here the other 20%-ish is actually from search. Here's our 19%, only $38. So what we're finding with this VLA campaign is actually the majority of spend is not spent on search the way we want it. it's spent on display, which could be a good thing and could not be a good thing. It could not be a good thing because that's not necessarily where we want it to show, but it could be a good thing because that means that if we're dominating the VLA placement or VA placement, that shopping tab, then Google's going to move more of that money towards retargeting and use our product feed to be able to do so, which is pretty cool. So, if I keep scrolling down, it gives this nice table as well. So you can see, again, display, 11,420 impressions overall, 179 clicks. And search, we had 3,900 impressions, 38 clicks. So, and again, on YouTube, Maps, Gmail, and Discover, we're not spending anything really because we haven't put any of those assets in the Performance Max campaign there. So, it's just interesting. It's interesting. So what we can do here is compare this to actual leads of the stores, leads by vehicle interest, and that's one of the things we do all the time. We look at the product data being advertised in Google. We'll look at the website traffic data, usually Google Analytics 4, the back end of the website CMS. We'll compare that to leads data, and then we'll finally compare that to sales data. There's a lot of uncontrollables that we don't have within all of those segments, but it's pretty cool to see. Now, the one thing I like that this had was when we click on display, see where people saw your ads. Why don't we do that right now? So now I'm in this custom report, and essentially I can see the Performance Max placements, which is cool. And these are all display placements, right? So I can see by impression where I'm at. Yahoo.com I like, but mobile app glance from Motorola, Google Play. I don't know. Pokey.com. Weather, I'm okay with. Weather forecast and radar, I'm okay with that. Music and podcast players, breaking news, MyHub. I don't know what MyHub is. AM5.com, like what is that? Yeah, I don't want to be here, so this would be something we would exclude. The weather.com, news websites are fine. Carloans.com, that's interesting. That might be related. Never heard of that site. That's cool. CBS News. But then Yappy Games. Yeah, we don't want that. AL.com. So there's certain placements we may want to get rid of, but certain placements are actually okay. And it is interesting to know that most of our VLA budget is being spent on display. That isn't necessarily what we want to do in all cases, but this might be one of those instances where it might be okay because this store actually has a limited amount of inventory. There's only so much we can saturate the shopping placement on search for, so on and so forth. So if you guys want to finally know and start to depict where your Performance Max campaigns are showing, the new channel performance under Insights and Reports should help you. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know where your Performance Max campaigns are skewing data. Will be more stuff like this to come as far as insights within channel performance, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much, David Feldman-Makrias, and we'll talk to you really soon.